here.
Absolutely, so I can share it with Grace.
All right. First off, I want to take a moment to say thank you for tuning in and for connecting with us. We are so grateful to be connected, and I can't tell you how much you inspire me every day. Every one of you inspires me and makes me feel alive, and I'm challenged and I'm inspired every day, and I love it. I'm so grateful. Um, Me and Valerie are here tonight,
Sorry.
and we've
You're
got
just
something
sharing
we
real
want to
quick.
share with you. We are getting everything up and going and sharing this out because um, this is a, a moment where we want to open up and share a little more personal with you. And um, it's a chance for you to get to know us and really connect, really open up. So if you can be patient as we get started here, we're going to be talking about how people beat themselves up, they get locked in their own prison. There's no worse prison. There's no prison guarded up tighter than the prison of our minds. Um, because no matter where we're at, we can be free if we're free in our mind. And no matter where we're at, we can be locked up if we're locked up in our mind. Um, Hi, Cora. Thank you for joining. Hi, Jeremy. So glad to see every one of you here. And um, I think Valerie's done sharing out.
Yeah, I think let me post it on my page actually really quick, and that was the last one.
Um, this is about
Okay.
this is about learning to be comfortable being you, no matter what you face, no matter who is watching. This is about our limited understanding of love and how that our understanding evolves every day, every moment. And we're here to share with you how if you think love causes pain, you don't know what love is.
Well, yeah, I guess it's my intro. You guys have been seeing me on Jason's videos off and on some. Hi, my name is Valerie, for all of those who don't know me. Um, and I figured it's time to start sharing a little bit about myself, about my personal background, and how I've got to be where I'm at today. Um, we have been talking a lot lately about not placing the blame on others, and just no one is at fault for anything. Um, I actually am. I ended up being a ward of the system, and ended up going to the system because I actually had a severely abusive childhood. Um, Sexual abuse, parental abuse, and I still take care of my mother daily. I absolutely love my mother. There's nothing about her that I would change. And I don't look at anything that happened as placing a blame on anyone because no one is to blame. Everything that happened has brought me to where I'm at now. And it's within their own hearts and within their own souls that they're in pain. And who am I to judge her? I don't know what she went through. I have no idea what led her up to the life that I ended up enduring. And so many, look at it, oh, how can you, forgive, or how can you move forward? And it took years. And then I forgave myself. And that's where it started, was I had to stop everything that I was doing and look inside of myself, and it was the burning of the layers. And of course, Jason helped inspire me to, to look inside myself. That the anger that I was feeling was coming from other directions, that, that it didn't, I needed to let go of it because
Yes, Sharon.
a lot of it didn't belong to me. And in doing so, I had to forgive myself. And then I also had to forgive her. And I had to forgive all the other people in my life that attributed, because there was no reason to hold on to the hate or the anger. My mom is now faced with many obstacles, and I'm here daily. I love her. She is one of my main focuses, actually, um, of inspiring and helping her feel beautiful within herself so that way she can overcome the illnesses that she has. There was no reason for me to blame her. There was no reason for me to blame the abuser. There was no reason for me to blame anybody else in my life. And that's where we need to start and think, who are we all blaming for everything? There's no blame in any of it. It's just all love. Are we forget.
So,
Sorry, go ahead. No.
no, so how, I'm sure people are wondering, how can you say it's all love? How can you say that?
How can I say it's all love? It's just no ill feelings. I feel all compassion. I respect her. I've let go. I've surrendered. I've got rid of the fear. I've got rid of the anger. And that's how it's all love, is I had to let the anger go.
How, how could a mother that loves you do that?
The thing is, though, is that that's what's inside of her. And I have asked her, and the communication I've got with her is limited. But the thing is, though, is that I don't know the hell that she went through. And I don't know what she was thinking whenever she did it. And that is not for me to judge. I have no right to judge anything. A mother that loves you will do her very best to raise you, but if she's fighting demons that she can't face, then she can't give you the love that you need. And the word love obviously was, it's a misconception. It has been to her also. I mean, she didn't know, obviously, how to raise me. So there's no blame on her. There's no blame on anybody. I mean, and the thing is that whenever we get into family discussions and it was like, oh, you were a bad child or she was a bad parent, and that's not how it goes. There are no bad children. We as parents, we do our best. We are not to, we don't blame ourselves for the things that we have done. We have to look at it as we are doing our best. And now that I, have seen, now that I have forgiven myself and forgiven all the others in my life and surrendered to love, I can, see that everything that happened because of the way she felt with herself, that it had absolutely nothing to do with me, that whatever she was going through. And the thing is, though, is that I feel complete compassion for her and respect for, I have actually heard family stories, and what she had to go through. I give her my utmost respect. And we all need to think about this as, we are looking at others in our life, and we all judge. I work on it every day. That's the wonderful part about having someone by you that is an amazing person, because you can help each other point out, hey, that was a judgment. And it's going to be a work in progress until the day that we die, of course. But we can stop and think, hey, you know, we have no idea what is inside of this person. We have no idea what they're going through. So we, with our limited perception, need to realize that, you know, we need, I get tongue tied, it's okay. My mind works quicker than my mouth. It's just a stopping point, and it's with patience within ourselves. If we stop and think, then most of the time you can actually rotate. I rotate the thoughts in my head. The minute I go to judge somebody, I'm like, okay, wait, do you have that right? You know, and or I have a friend help me, you know, point out, hey, you know, we're passing judgment. I want to inspire others that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're facing or what you're dealing with, that you can love everybody. Hi, Lyriel, I love you too. And the thing is that the people that hurt us, the thing is that the people that try to cause pain towards us, because technically nobody can hurt us, we only hurt ourselves. But the people that try to cause pain towards us actually are in pain themselves. So please give me some water. I have a drink. I know I'm always clearing my throat. It stinks. Thank you very much. But, and too, my voice is off today anyways. Seasonal allergies are not my friend. But we need to inspire others to see past and realize that everybody deserves the exact same respect, compassion, and love that that we give ourselves, that, you know, that we expect, no matter what they've done. I will judge. I do. You want to give me some input here so I can clear my throat? There you go.
Well, I was kind of in my own world for a second there, but I was earlier thinking about how I'm, you know, I'm a third party sometimes in what you what you go through, you know, like what you know, I as an outsider to your feelings that you project towards somebody, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm not I'm not part of that, you know. I'm just a witness to it, you know, and um, what I'm saying is I'm an observer, and as such, I don't try to point it out to you, like, you know, I try to help
Right.
you see a greater awareness, and
Exactly.
in that, like, we help each other grow so much, you know, like,
Exactly. I mean, gentle inspiration and having somebody as a third party, as an observer, actually has given me a hands up. And it is never a pointed out, hey, you're doing this wrong, or hey, you're doing that wrong. It's, this could be, you know, what about this way, or there's, you know, we could think of it this direction, or
what
I
I,
mean,
what I'm sorry.
no, go ahead,
No,
please.
what I was thinking about is how much our ego trips us up, you know, how how
Okay, go.
we get so attached to our ego and to our image. You know, it's just about image. As a person, we have a persona, that a mask that we put on, and
Yes, very much so.
we get afraid. You know, like
Yes, and like with the video helps a lot. Being scared of talking live. Wow, forever. And I finally had to be okay within myself to understand that I only judge myself. But we always wear masks. Anytime we're in public, we put on a mask. And I believe that, you know, of course, that we're programmed ego, you know, very early in life. And to actually be able to shed ego is one of the hardest things because it jumps in at all times. I mean, fear, deep fear, and it's letting go of the fear that is one of it'll be always be a work in progress, but to actually, the main goal is to notice it, is to notice when you're going into ego, to notice whenever you are being fearful, to notice whenever you're being judgmental, because that's the first step. If you notice, okay, this scares me. Well, before I got on the video, I was like, okay, I'm a little frightened, but then I'm like, no, actually, I'm not frightened because I have a purpose, and my purpose is to, inspire others to find love within themselves and love within everyone. Um, for us to be completely united as one. And so then it's me stepping back and having to realize that, there is no fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. Why would I be afraid of you? You guys are all here because you love me and I love you. So the fear then calms down. And, well, for me, it's how do you handle seeing ego within yourself?
You know, we've gotten really good at, a lot of times, I think, helping each other see our ego, and as gently as
Very
possible,
much so.
because it's we are incredibly defensive, incredibly defensive. Like, I mean, and the simplest things.
It's because we're passionate, and passion also breeds in. To me, I feel that passion also, if you're passionate about something, ego can sneak in easier at times.
Think about, I mean, like, I'm just thinking about, like, how I've. You feel like you're on the spot, like your face is
I'm
like,
good.
it's all
I'm
right.
being funny.
So think about it, like a time where, like, I'm catching on your ego,
No, it's fine.
and like Valerie, that's judgmental, like, like,
That's daily.
and, and, like, what kind of, like, how defensive you are, and how, like, and the way you interact with me, like the way we interact with each other, like.
Yes, and it's it's difficult. I mean, it's very difficult, and sometimes I use the "oh, I'm a girl" ploy, but that actually has nothing to do with it. Um, it is so easy to go into defense, and it takes seconds. He'll have been like, "Oh, hey, you're going into ego," and automatically, snap. You know, the defense is there, the mask is back on, and then it's time to start pointing the finger. This, you're doing this. And it's in those moments that it's gotten better, but it's in those moments that you're stopping and thinking, hey, you know, why did this happen? What could I have done better in this situation to curb this situation, to calm it down, to stop it? All that has happened was a friendly, hey, this is, you're being in judgment, or you are. A lot of times it's not even judging, it's me placing the blame on somebody else. And that is my hardest thing, is within myself learning that no one is to blame.
it's it's almost like, um
I'm taking a
you
drink here.
oh, go ahead. It's almost like you better be receptive to what somebody else is communicating to you. Like, this is my experience, my take of it is like, I better be receptive to what anybody else is communicating, even if I totally disagree. I'm in ego if I can't understand them. If I can't understand where they're coming from, I'm in ego. If I can't understand their perspective, their point of view, I'm an ego, and I'm thinking my way, my perspective is the right way. And I mean, it's just the result. I've come to this understanding because the result of the fact that when we're in ego, we don't recognize it. In the moment, you know, we're right, and it's not till hindsight later that we can look back and be like,
Hindsight's 2020, and
that's
that phrase is perfect because then you realize, oh my goodness, what happened? And I I can say greatly, unfortunately, that I have always been one to jump at feeling like I'm on the attack, be it like I'm being attacked, and we're not being attacked. And after the fact, after the smoke's cleared, and you've had time to mull over the entire situation, is in my case, then I'm like, oh my gosh, because after I stop, I realize I did this to myself. I put myself in a place that didn't even exist. I created something inside of my mind that wasn't even there. Because my issue is I feel like I get disrespected all the time. I don't. I disrespect myself a lot. And realizing that is freeing because that is one of my biggest causes of it's a big, huge cause of my problems. And nobody can disrespect you but yourself. You do something, not everything pertains to you. And we have to realize that this is what we control. We don't control that. I don't control any of you. I can't control you. I have no control over anybody but myself. And some days that's limited. And it's learning that you have control over oneself and that's it. And then to me, that's where the love comes in, is if I am only controlling myself and I am loving myself to the fullest every day, then I am also omitting the frequency of love back out to everybody else that I come in contact with that day. I also realize that I am not going into ego as much. No, we are perfect as one. Everything about us is perfect. Everything all the lessons that we have, all the blessings that we have, everything is done perfectly and in perfect time. And I've had to learn that. Self-love is extremely difficult. And it all ties together completely. Well, at least I think it all ties together.
Yeah, I think, as you were speaking, I thought a lot about, a billion thoughts. And, you know, I think we have, lost my train of thought. I go at a different pace. I think I slow down.
It's okay. We time jump. It's the parallel dimensions. And I know that's what a lot of it is.
Um, oh, I was no, I know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about how I've I've grown so much and learned so much, like especially like masculine and feminine, like understanding of
The balance.
balancing,
The
balancing.
balance.
Like it's a balance, and we all have it within us. We've been trained by society that men are men and women are women, and that there's certain like we've been trained totally
Men
different.
have certain traits, and then women have certain traits, and that men are not allowed to have certain ones, and women are not allowed to have certain ones. Wrong.
But we have it all within us. It's left hemisphere, right hemisphere. It's balancing that, and it also comes into play with everything is this duality that exists perfectly in balance, and that we have to accept our darkness. Like we have to be okay with the past and let it go. Like everything you've talked about is just letting go of the past and being present in the
Completely.
moment. Like it's love is acceptance.
Love your
There's
darkness.
there's no better word to say for love, I don't think, than acceptance.
No,
Like
it's perfect.
there's love is acceptance. When we feel accepted, we feel loved. When we give acceptance to others, they feel loved. When we accept the moment, we love the moment. That's all it is. Love is acceptance.
Exactly. I
It's
mean, and that's the perfect word for it, completely. And he's right. I mean, everything is in perfect harmony. And if you find that perfect harmony within yourself, you will notice daily that you'll be able to feel whenever you become unbalanced too, which helps a lot. I mean, I gladly balance the feminine and the masculine together. Um, I enjoy my masculine traits and I enjoy my feminine traits. And like with the masculine, the divine masculine, men are not supposed to cry. Men are like love is, a gooey word. Wrong. A perfect balance in a man actually a compassion, respect, attune with themselves, acceptance,
acceptance.
acceptance.
Acceptance. You know what I found is that um, the biggest we're taught masculine and we're taught feminine. They both exist within us, and we're taught two different languages. We are taught two different languages, two different ways to communicate, and like
Completely.
I feel like we've probably both grown in our understanding of how to communicate with each other, and
Exactly.
I found connecting with like different like with more emotions. Like I found myself connecting
You're
with
channeling the divine feminine that's inside of you.
like
And I pull from the divine masculine.
for me it's like it's super groovy.
It is super groovy, super gooey.
Oh,
Well,
gooey.
Jeremy, the word love is not super gooey. It'll work for you too, I promise.
you know,
It can be all tough and stuff. I mean,
it's both. It's both, and it's a balance. And you know, at times when I want to respond in anger, when I'm like, okay, like we're not communicating, we're on different wavelengths. Like typically, I just blow up. Like I can't handle it anymore. Like I can't. I get to that point where like like I'm infuriated, and I get to a point where like I'm like I breathe through it and I delay it. But if it just builds, if there's a failure to communicate for a long period
I
of
am
time,
someone that can push the building.
like I've really learned to keep my cool. Like I've really
And
like
I've learned to shut up and listen. And that's the even better part. Is that's what, my part is because the divine feminine, ladies, at times we close our ears and it happens. Well, I've actually learned to be quiet and listen. And Jonathan has an amazing post or comment, and I want to read it if that's okay.
yeah.
I just seen your comment, Jonathan, and it's absolutely amazing. It says, I've been told I haven't had many friends because I'm too truthful. I had a family member stay quiet for a few seconds because of my brutal honesty. I'm honestly come I'm honesty comes from my life experience. Went through, he'll grow up and early age. I learned to see and hear from my heart, and my heart goes out to others because I feel their pain. I was in so much pain growing up to the point of ending my life. I go to that place, our walls, why we put up those walls to protect us. I love humanity so much. I wish I could heal all. We all go through that, believe me. My walls were so tall that I didn't think anybody could ever get over them. And we have to be truthful. I love reading your comments and I love reading your posts because you keep it real. You're very truthful. And those who are having problems with the truth are having problems within themselves. And I am honored that, I get to see your truth daily. I love reading your posts. Brain fart.
Give me a second, Noah.
Hi, Jesse.
I was thinking about, um, yeah, I mean, just I'm still on like learning to communicate,
Yes, and we
like
can elaborate on that quite a bit more too because it's a huge issue. I mean, men and women have always thought that the other needed, like a 500-page dictionary on just learning to talk to each other. And us communicating is probably beneficial to a lot of people. I mean, it's difficult to communicate with people, and I think we actually have done an amazing job learning how to stop and
the the like the masculine and feminine language is totally different, and you know, as a man, like I feel like I reached a point where like I just want to go and like tear some stuff up, like 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 I want to throw some stuff. I want to be destructive. Like I reached that point, and it's trying like the thing is, I guess the thing that I feel like I've learned is that it doesn't matter what you say to a woman, she doesn't hear you. It doesn't matter what you say to a woman. If you're talking with your mouth, she doesn't hear you.
we don't. I
She
don't.
doesn't. She,
We can't say all women.
it's just with the divine feminine doesn't hear with words at the times you need them to. The times you really want them to hear what you're saying, they're not listening. And like I guess it's something I'm still working on understanding, but I feel like um, I'm learning a softer approach, and I'm learning that to just I don't know. I'm really learning to be softer, I guess, and gentler, and
You've taken that above and beyond. And I notice it all the time. I mean, because we don't listen. The minute something is said, we can be very quick as a divine feminine for ego to step in and clog our ears. And if our ears are clogged, or shall I say, if my mouth is running, I'm not listening normally.
even if it stops, she's not
Yeah,
listening.
then I'm still not listening. I have the inability to listen a lot. And that is what is happening. Now I am actually learning to listen. I'm learning to hear what he has to say in his perspective, not what I feel. And that's where you stop, is that it's not what I feel. It's within him. He needs to tell me what is going on inside of him. And stopping and listening at times can be very difficult.
Our miscommunication is when a lot of times when we um, like I feel like I come up from a place of like intellect and factual like I don't know yeah, factual circumstances or whatever, like, and my experience will be more based on that in the moments that we're miscommunicating, and your experience is more based on feelings and what you
Yes.
feel to have taken place, and not real like factual events. It's and they're both perceptions.
Yes.
They're both they're both very perceptual, but they're totally different.
It's also breaking the cycle of bringing any past tense issues into what you're dealing with now, and that is a very difficult part, is because a lot of people do that. I mean, they remember being hurt this way in the past or hurt that way in the past, and they bring the past in with them. And with me, the more I leave the past exactly where it belongs, the easier it is for me to deal with the situation and to give you my attention and to shut up and to calm down.
I gotta say, like, I mean, I'm just gonna be open, you know.
Yeah.
We've, I mean, when we first, like, I can tell that if we had turbulence at a prior point in our life, I feel like either one of us, if we, if we really been in like a serious relationship together prior, like we've known each other our whole life, but
Yeah.
at any point before, like the mixture of us would have been,
we would have destroyed each other.
we would have been like,
because Jason and I have known
we
each
would have
other
been like a
super
nuclear
little.
bomb.
Oh yeah, it would
We
have.
would
It
have
would have been
been.
Hiroshima wouldn't have had shit on us.
I don't like. Yeah, I mean, I've gone through some shit, but I haven't gone through some shit we would have gone through if like.
Exactly. I mean, everybody is brought into your life at the exact time for a reason, and we have known each other since we were little. I mean, his mom was my Sunday school teacher. Didn't accuse. But I mean, at any point in my life before now, I would not have been as receptive, and I would have, the situation would have escalated to a extreme point of mass destruction quickly. And in like the last 8, 9 months, I have seen transformations that if anybody has no belief in transformation within one person, this took the cake for me. And in doing so, it inspired me and myself, and it's been beautiful learning to communicate on a completely different level. I'm learning to channel my masculine side, and I have for a long time. I mean, I think logically, which is strange at times for the feminine, but I'm learning to be quiet and to listen and to understand that he is himself and I am myself, and to coexist, that there has to be a complete, perfect balance of the two. And I think we do pretty good with that balance. So there's turbulence at times.
It's very clear, I think, to both of us that our experience is truly perceptual. It's just perception based, and I mean, like, there's no doubt that we create our experience. Like,
exactly.
I mean,
we create everything.
Beyond, like, if you don't get that, you just don't know yet. Like, you
create your own. Like, if you are upset and you can't get past it, and you don't think you're going to get past it, you're creating that. You're creating every bit of it. What you're going through can always change moment to moment, and I'm actually learning to change that within myself. And whenever you have others that are inspiring you to do so, then it helps also. And everybody that is watching is inspired extreme amounts too. I mean, living in the past, that's exactly right. Living in the past is very difficult, and it can haunt you if you can't let go of it.
Yeah, I mean,
it can ruin relationships if you can't let go of it. It can until you have let go of your past, you cannot move forward to the here and now.
I can't tell you, like this girl is crazy.
I was.
Like, man, like, some of the shit, like, it made no sense to me. Some of the times that, like, I mean, I'm just thinking about, like, just clearly watch somebody, like, so, like, it didn't make any sense to me. And then later, it was just that you were in the past. You were reliving
with my own shit.
Yeah, reliving past experiences and putting me in a place of something you saw from your past in some way.
So then it was you also learning to, in the midst of all of me going batshit crazy, which was pretty normal. He also learned extreme compassion for the fact that he didn't know what was going on. And as I explained everything that I was shedding and letting go, it helps others connect with you. As you are shedding and letting go, if you need to speak with someone, it's amazing because it helps with the connection. I mean, they can't understand you if they have no clue. I mean, it's pretty difficult to, I can look at somebody and do my best not to judge, but I'm still going to see only what they will allow me to see. And you need to be transparent. And transparency has been key. I mean, actually just being completely transparent. I mean, not hiding anything, being open about the situation.
Transparent and trusting. Like, I mean, so many of the experiences, I thought to myself, like, this could be one way, and then, but I was like, you know what? I have no reason to believe this. Things don't add up, but I'm just going to assume, I'm going to assume the best. I'm going to put my attention on the best possible thing and not worry and not fear. Not it's false evidence appearing real, and I can't tell you how many times I
Exactly.
thought things that weren't true,
Yeah.
but I stayed I stayed true to myself. Like I stayed to the like believing that love is the answer in every moment. Like choosing,
Exactly.
breaking down my decision whether it's fear based or love based, and that there's no reason for me to believe the what I'm perceiving.
Exactly.
So I let it go, and I just trust, and I don't.
Trust and love. Trust in yourself. And then, I mean, and that's, it's, it can be difficult. I mean, releasing all of everything, anyways, is one of the most, my enlightenment process was probably one of the most traumatic things that I have ever been through in my life. And I thought I was losing my mind. And I was not losing my mind. I was losing all of the layers of crap that I had stored inside of me, inside of my soul. I was shedding years and years of blame and guilt and pain. And in doing so, it made me actually think I was going crazy. So then I realized too that insanity is clarity. I see that um, I've noticed that in the midst of everything, I, I found I found the clarity within myself and found the love within myself. And it started at self love. Well, it started too with the fact too that I was read some amazing stories, like The Man Who Didn't Believe in Love, and then uh, was given an amazing book called The Four Agreements, and it actually was one of the biggest influences on my life. I mean, it's helped me become who I am now, and I still look back to it daily. I mean, because I can forget a lot of things. I haven't forgot most of the book.
You know, we really we connected at a very um, I guess for me, a time that was very traumatic and still is in my life with things that I'm going through personally, and things that I'm processing from my past and letting go of and trying to have the confidence to face, And I remember reading that one book, um, but one thing it really helped me with was instilling the desire to keep a journal and
Yeah.
to feed myself, um, like read good material, and I haven't done that consistently, but I've done a better job since then than I had for quite some time. And it, I mean, I think I really, I think we both really tried to own ourself, own our own shit, take responsibility.
Exactly. It was a huge part in that. And my biggest part was realizing that nobody has the capability to make me happy but me. That my happiness resides only within myself. And that I can be happy with somebody else. And that together you can actually, shine your lights together. But the minute that you hand your happiness to somebody else, then it becomes too much of a burden to bear. And that was one of my biggest learning steps, was that I am responsible for me.
It's very hard because I mean, I've tried so hard to love you as perfectly as I possibly could, you know? And like, I don't know, it's just
It's always a test, but it's a lesson we are going through so that we
balance, you know, like
to create the
choosing love,
balance.
like, is such a balance, you know, because how many times, like, we waver on putting someone else above us or putting ourselves above another. Like, it's a very hard balance to keep that balance, you know?
Yes, you with me, I used to, love everyone more than I ever loved myself. And now I have to make sure that I love equally. I don't love myself any more, any less than anybody else. It is, kiss to you, teacher me. It is an equal balance with me loving myself and me loving others. And that is very difficult because at times that scale tips badly, and you have to, you've got to have that self love time. And I've learned quickly that the self love time is amazing, and that's too another. Valerie
It,
didn't like to be alone, so during his self love time, Valerie panicked. So I'm actually, and now I'm talking about myself in third person, but it's learning that
some
we all need it.
sometimes we have to have an outside perspective on ourselves. Like, we, you know, truly need to step back and look at ourselves from a different place, you know, to see, because we're seeing it from a current situation, and we can't step back and see, like, see ourselves clearly. See, we're stuck in the reality that we've created in our mind, and we're not letting go of it. And what we perceive as a lack of love generally is really just placing our happiness in someone else's hands. And
Exactly.
you know, that's, it's saying, you know, I'm upset because of what you're doing, like, and what you're doing has nothing to do with me.
Exactly. I mean, my past issue was, I'm upset, so you should, kiss my ass and make me happy. Wrong. No. And the thing is, though, is that if another person is trying to give you their happiness or create an immense amount of happiness for you, then they're not focusing on themselves either. And so they're not giving themselves what they need. So that I've learned that, if I am unhappy, that it is something that I need to work on my own. And that if he is unhappy, that it is something that it's within him. But we have learned to communicate and balance. Hey, can you help me with this? Or hey, can I suggest? And I mean,
We
it's a balance.
we've learned to nurture each other's healing. You know, like, love, like, choosing love is, we all perceive it differently, and um, we have to love ourselves. Like, love, the love comes from within, and whenever we're looking for like, we're looking for someone else to be responsible for us, we're giving away our power.
Exactly. Then I mean, you will only allow abuse in your life as if you are like in the Four Things. we accept abuse because we normally abuse ourselves
Yeah.
way worse than anybody else could abuse us. And it's to the point to where the abuse, from another becomes more than what you've abused yourself. So you have to stop the self abuse, and then you will allow nothing else in your life.
We all we all think we know what love is, and I mean, we get a taste of it, but we're learning to love more. And the thing is, the more truly you learn love, the more truly you learn to love yourself, the more truly you align with who you are, what you are. This solidarity about you, like this, you become more like a rock. Like you become strong in that you're not victim, you're not subject to the outside forces. What you experience isn't based on things outside of you. And in different moments, we're at a different level of our understanding. We forget, or we're more connected. I mean, it's just we love is always there. It's just how much have we separated ourselves from it. And at times, when we're really solid in loving ourselves and trusting and knowing love, we are confident enough that we're not victim to the abuse. We don't we don't tolerate it, and we don't
No,
accept it.
we
We
don't
realize,
accept it within ourselves. We will do not accept, abuse of ourselves, and then we do not accept others abusing ourselves.
yeah, it's like no matter how you come at me, it's got nothing to do with me, and it's knowing that, it's like that's your problem. If you're
Exactly.
gonna talk to me like that,
You're like,
I don't have
whatever.
to,
I
you
don't have
know,
to put up with it. I'm gonna go do what I need to do, and you'll work through you.
yeah, and
And
that doesn't go over so well sometimes.
no, it goes over a lot better than it used to. I mean, it's always a work in progress.
And I mean, it's a two-way street. It's
Exactly.
both of us.
I mean, and as people, you can bait each other, and we very much do that also too. Because whenever you're miserable, misery loves company, and I'm trying not to laugh, Jeremy. But yes, it's kind of like giving her the last slice of pizza. The thing is, though, is that why give her the last slice when you could cut it in half and you could share it? There's always the equal balance. Something normally tastes better if you're sharing it anyways. I got the turnip.
Even with the dog.
Exactly. But I've ended up getting off track, but not off track. Perfect, exactly. Everything's perfect.
Back to my notes real quick.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know how long you want to go, but we're near an hour.
Yeah, I figured we'll do an hour, and then of course
This
we'll be back tomorrow.
This is going to be a series of, there's a little more to the story here. And I mean, I think
Today I'll give you a little bit more about me, and we'll talk about how everything's going, and give you more of us. And
people beat themselves up and lock themselves in an experience, in their mind, in their thoughts. We are so wrapped up in what we think we're experiencing that we can't let go of it. That I mean, we've got a lot of stories together, and if we were to share them individually, like if I shared the story and you shared the story, it's going to be a totally different perspective.
exactly.
It's okay. Like we have to learn to recognize that there's no one to blame, because you know most likely if you tell your story, it's going to give a different. It just is. I mean, it's a different perspective, and
Exactly, but they're all.
it's going to come from your own understanding, and it may appear to an outsider that I'm in a bad light because it's coming from me, and the same is true with me, and it's not. It's not the case. It's the difference in the way we perceived it, and when we can learn to come together in our perceptions, even if we retell a story like individually, it's still going to be from art. Like I try to even like when I tell my story now, I'm like, how would I want to say it if Valerie was listening to me?
Exactly.
And it's tougher. But you know what?
Exactly.
It's my story, and I'm going to tell it how I want. And if
Exactly.
you get
But that's
offended by it,
that's the thing is though, is that it's your story and you need to tell it how it's, supposed to be with you, and I do mine, and we meet in the middle because we have one common ground. Everything has one common ground.
we know plenty of examples where we've been locked in our own experience and not open
Exactly.
to the other person's, and that's where acceptance comes in.
And not coming from a place of love. And just coming, like, ego is, like I said, ego is very powerful. And I think we will fight it until the day that we transform into something else.
Acceptance is welcoming the experience, whatever it is, and when you can welcome the experience, you can love the experience. You can feel loved. You can know that you're loved, and you're not you're not locking yourself in. You're free. Free yourself from your mind. Free yourself. Free yourself. Free yourself.
Exactly, exactly. It's completely. It's just mine is giving into it, giving into love, and letting it be the main part. And I'm a work in progress, but
The
I'm a beautiful work in
the
progress.
the message we're trying to convey is that love doesn't cause pain.
No,
Love really doesn't cause pain.
it's such a misconstrued word.
If you feel that love causes pain, you don't know love. You're not recognizing love in this moment, and in a different moment you will.
Ego is pain.
But if we can learn to feel the love, to because when we feel love, we're in spirit. We connect with spirit. But ego traps us in our pain and suffering, and
Totally. It locks us in our own mind.
our understanding of love evolves with every experience, every opportunity. Every experience is an opportunity for personal growth. We are able to respond to it. We're responsible for the way that we perceive it, for the way that we respond to it, for the way that we perceive it,
for the way that for the lack of acceptance that we give it.
for the emotions that come out
Yeah.
of it. Basis begins now, slow clap, or begins slow there.
Yes. And everybody that has been here with us this evening, it's been an absolute honor for you to join us. And definitely hope that you join us again tomorrow night. And if you have topics too that you would like to discuss, please message me or message Jason. We are here to speak as one and to become more comfortable with this word love. Yes, Jeremy, what are your questions? You said he has questions. Is it a question and answer session? It feels like a school reunion. With Jeremy on here.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to end with something?
Well, actually, I think I could go on for a little while if I could have a minute to talk. I'd probably talk for a little bit.
You just knock yourself out. I'm going to bow out for just a little bit and take a break, and I will let you have it.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
Enjoy.
All right. I really want to thank everyone for the support and the love that you share and the challenge that you bring. Everyone I interact with, we inspire each other. We're creating growth in each other. We are learning and teaching each other. And we're here, like, presently, I am recognizing the importance of the value of the time, this illusion of time that we're in. We don't have this experience forever. we don't have, we forget sometimes, we don't like to think about death, about the illusion of death, and about how how it sneaks up on us, how it can come unexpectedly, how every moment is so precious. And learning to recognize our power to create and do what we will with every moment. Love is always the answer. It's acceptance. It's accepting our experience. And when we can do that, the quicker we can do that in every moment, the quicker we can accept it, the greater reward we have in every moment. It's not about some future outcome. It's not about, this material world, what we can accumulate. It's not about possessions. It truly is all about love, because the happiest you'll ever be is when you feel accepted, when you feel love, when you feel okay, content and blissful. And the more you can vibrate at a frequency of love, the more blissful your life will be. Jonathan says, love challenges the very idea that someone should be condemned by their behavior. If someone acts wrongly, it's because they think thoughts that are false. If they can realize the untruth of their thinking, they can change their behavior and thinking. It starts with letting them know they're loved. Sometimes it starts with letting ourselves know that we're loved. Just accept everything. Accept yourself. accept each other.
You always tell me you love me, even whenever I do something wrong. It helps a lot.
Growing every experience is an opportunity for personal growth, and an opportunity for us to get to know love better. I was taught with this Christian background that we're all sinners and we miss the mark. And you know what? That's okay. Miss the mark. Just keep shooting, keep aiming, keep working on your aim. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We do the best we can in every moment. In each moment, we choose what we feel is the most loving choice based on our understanding in that moment. And we get out of balance. That's all it is. We get out of balance. In some moments, we're loving ourselves a little more than we're loving the collective, a little more than we're loving another person. And we're only seeing our perspective. But that was the perspective we had. But as your heart is opened up, as your mind is opened up, you're given a greater understanding, and with a greater understanding comes a greater abundance, a greater amount of joy and happiness. And when you utilize that understanding, sometimes you find yourself going into the depths of hell in a spiritual battle with each other, with other people, And in the moment, we have to show compassion and understanding as best we can, no matter how hard it is, because it's ourself that we're doing it to. We are responsible. Humanity, wake up. We are responsible. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. And if you don't think love is the answer, your understanding of love may be a little off. Because love is always the answer. Our understanding of it evolves. That's what religion tries to teach us. Religion tries to teach us love. And I've studied different religions, and I feel like they're just man-made, depending on how you understand them, how you perceive them, man-made guidelines on how to understand love. Love is our creator. Our creator is love. We're each going to experience love differently. We're each going to connect with our divine source, the creator, love. We're going to connect to love differently. We're going to get to know love differently. We're all at different places in our journey of understanding love and connecting with source. And we have to respect each other, because love expresses through every one of us. And the battles that we go through much more gracefully with love on our side. And the only one that separates us is ourselves, you know? Every moment is just an opportunity for you to learn how to love even harder, how to be stronger in your love. Respect each other's perception. Why'd you say sorry?
I opened the door. Jeremy made a comment about it on. If you scroll down, you'll see it.
I haven't started popping up on mine. It's funny how we get different comments because I don't get them all. We're gonna be here every night, but I will say time is precious to us. It really is, and
I'll explain that more in the next couple days. I will give them all of me, and that way they can, see another perspective on how we deal with love every day. And I will tomorrow. I will give you, the part of my life that we're dealing with now.
it's challenging, you know. Recognizing the value of every moment and truly connecting in the moment and being present. I'm so grateful to have my eyes open and be so conscious right now, to be waking up in the dream, Our life is a dream. We're creating it. We're imagining it and making it happen. And love has shown me the law of attraction, and I'm in the law of love. I'm no master, but I'm learning every day, and I'm grateful for you all for sharing that, helping me to learn. And I think I'm going to wrap up here and just get off here because it's beautiful.
It's all perfect.
Accept the perfection. You are the hippie guru. I'm shining the light on my own darkness. I'm facing myself. I'm my own guru, and I'm teaching myself. I'm learning from what life gives me. And that's all we're here to do. And I'm learning how to be comfortable in myself. Like, you've given me so much strength, and
you have given me strength.
you've taught me. I mean, you've just made me feel so much more comfortable. I can't believe I'm on here doing a live video, and I don't care who sees it. You know.
You.
All right. Thank you all so much.
We love you.
We love you very much. Enjoy your moment. I figure out how to end this one.